Hey y'all, it's Adam from BB Barbecue. Welcome back to my channel. On today's episode, I'm going to show you how to cook these spare ribs on an offset smoker. BB Barbecue, we'll pull you pork. BB Barbecue, you'll eat your fork. BB Barbecue, you'll fill your gut. BB Barbecue, we'll smoke your blast. Guys, so for these spare ribs, the only thing that I'm going to do is maybe trim this small end off because it's going to burn during the cook. We'll just square these up. So that's about it for the top, guys. So we'll flip these over. And then, dang, it's already been trimmed up there too. They did a pretty good job. I got these from Butcher Box. So they look pretty good. I'm going to trim some of this fat off. But they did a good job. So usually you have that skirt right here that you would chop off as well, but that's already gone, already been done, making my life easy. All right, so all we're gonna do on this backside is just run your butter knife right down by the bone. We're gonna get this membrane off. So I like to work it side to side, move it in there, because nobody wants to eat this nasty membrane. Kind of just make yourself a little open in there. Sometimes it like to stay together, sometimes it doesn't. So if you're lucky, it'll stay together. I doubt this one's gonna stay together. So then just pull straight up. Oh yeah, that came all apart. That happens though. So we'll get the rest of that off there. So we've got this side, the membrane's been removed. We'll do the same thing on this, and then we'll get the seasoning. For today's ribs, we're gonna be using the Killer Hogs hot barbecue rub. This is my favorite rub to use on pork, and some black pepper. So we'll start on that back side there. So we'll just do a nice even layer. Go pretty heavy on these. Just get you a nice even layer. And then pat it in a little bit. Hit them edges. The same thing on the other one. Nice even layer. Guys, then we're gonna hit it with a little black pepper. So I wouldn't go too heavy on this one, just because it's already going to have some kick to it. Something like that. And then same on the other. So we flip them over. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Hit it with a little bit of that black pepper. Cha-ching! All right, simple's better. So we're gonna let these sweat in for 15 to 30 minutes, and then we'll be ready to throw them on the smoker. All right, guys, so these have been sitting for about 20 minutes. So they really sweat in nicely. As you can see, the seasoning's kind of turned into a paste, so I think it's time to throw it on the smoker. So I'm gonna put the thickest part towards the firebox, and then we'll actually bunch these up a little bit so they'll cook just like that. They'll stay nice and tight. Just like that. Make sure you're not touching. Bunch them up a little bit. There you go. There's your ribs. So we're gonna be cooking at 275 today. So we're gonna get that nice red oak smoke. We're actually using some red oak I cut down on my property, and we've had it seasoned for about a year and a half. So we'll check on these in an hour. So this is a really clean smoke coming out of the smokestack. You see how it has a light blue tint? That's what you want to see. All right, so it's been 1 hour. We're gonna check on these ribs, see how they're doing. All right, we're going to take a mixture of 50-50 apple cider vinegar water and just spritz those down, keep them nice and juicy. We've been running around 275 the whole time, and we've been burning really clean smoke. So these things should come out really nice. So I'll put a log in here. I'm going to spritz that as well, just because that's going to block any radiant heat from burning the edges of these ribs, so that heat will come up and over. That's what I want. So we'll spritz that a little bit, and we'll check on it in 30 minutes. It's just been another 30 minutes.
We're just going to spritz these down. They're looking really good. That bark is forming really nicely. We're getting some fat rendering. We'll just spritz those down, let them go for another 30 minutes in that smoke, and then we'll be ready to wrap them. They look really good. At this point, we've hit 2 hours, and they are done with the smoke, so we're going to take them off. And then you can see they're a little flexible. That's what you want to see when it's going to be a little bit more tender. So you can see that mahogany color there. They're looking really nice. In the wrap, we're going to do a base layer of brown sugar. And then I'm going to add a little bit more hot barbecue rub. Then after that, we're going to hit it with a little honey. So I like to take a spoon and just drizzle it kind of in a zigzag pattern. Then we're going to hit it with a butter product. You can use real butter or parquet or anything like that. Anything works just to give it a savory note. You're going to put those ribs face down with the bones facing the sky. And then we're going to wrap those in full. We're going to double wrap them. So you can see I'm just folding the sides in. And then you're going to fold them in on the long ways there. Yep, just like that. You're going to fold those up. We're going to do that twice. And then they're going to be ready to go back onto the smoker. Guys, so we wrap these ribs. We're going to throw them back on the pit for another hour. It's been 1 hour with it wrapped, guys. We're going to check it out. See what kind of internal temperatures we're looking like. Good reason to double wrap this is in case it has some kind of tear in the foil or anything like that. It won't start a grease fire. Nobody wants that. Alright. Oh yeah, we're looking good here. See those bones exposing, that's a good sign. So we're going to check right in the middle here. Oh yeah, we're done. 205, 206. All right, so it's perfect temperature, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and pull these off and sauce them. All right, we're gonna put these babies back on there and sauce them. So then get some caramelization on there. Put these back on the grill. God, look at that. Now we're gonna put both of them back on. Look at that color. You can't get that color on anything but an offset smoker, I'm telling you. Ever since I restored this thing, I've loved it. All right, look at that bone pullback. Perfect. So now I'm just gonna sauce these. You can use any kind of sweet sauce. I heated it up in the microwave. We're just gonna put it on with the mop. Man, these smell amazing. Really gave it that nice mahogany color. So I just like using the mop because it doesn't disturb any seasoning or anything like that. Sauce these babies up. We're gonna let them go for 5 minutes. And it'll caramelize that sauce, get a little extra smoke on there, and then we're going to be ready to eat these babies. Alright guys, so it's been 5 minutes. We're going to check on these babies, and they are ready to roll. So we're just going to take these inside and let them rest for about 10 minutes. And then we're going to slice them up. Oh yeah, they're super tender. Oh yeah, super smoky, super tender. Got that hot rub with the sweet sauce. Man, them things are gonna be good. Alright guys, so we're ready to cut into these things. Little tip here, you pour you some sauce on your cutting board because you're gonna put them face down. So you don't want them to stick to that cutting board at all. Put you a line of sauce, that'll work. Look amazing. Whew, that rendered fat, it looks awesome. We're gonna put this face down so we can see them bones. Already got one falling off. That's a good sign. Just like that. These things are super tender. Look at that. Cuts through just like butter. Oh man. So these are our finished ribs here. You can tell that thing is juicy. It's got a really good smoke ring. That offset smoker made a huge difference with that wood fire. It gave it a clean smoke taste. These are the best ribs I've ever cooked.